Hello viewers, my name is Ajay Kumar. I'm an accountant, a CPA at Sai CPA Services. In today's episode, we'll talk about interesting tax court cases. There is a lesson, there is a learning to be taken from these court cases. I have identified 3 very interesting tax court cases from the daily life. The first case is about per diem reimbursement. So the situation is an IT consulting company which was paying reimbursement, fixed amount of reimbursement to its employees, so they don't have to pay the income tax. So the situation was the payroll was $5,000 and employees were getting $1,200 every month flat for their rent payment, for their apartment rent, for the travel. But since the amount that they were getting was fixed in nature, was not substantiated by any receipt, and is supposed to be a taxable benefit to these employees, the tax court decided the way the practice was run was illegal. You have to have these benefits prior to tax. They have to be included on your gross income as opposed to having a reimbursement. So the second case we are going to talk about is the captive insurance case. In this case, the captive insurance concept is a lot of high net worth clients, they will open their own insurance company and they will insure all their businesses under their own insurance company. Find out a lot of ways to increase the premium because the premium is going to their own insurance company. The insurance company that they made for themselves, which they own, is typically a C corporation. So all these small businesses that they have, they keep paying large premiums to their own insurance company. So it becomes a tax deductible expense at the small business level, and this insurance company keep collecting the money for some time, and after few years you dissolve the insurance company to make it as a long-term capital gain. So it creates a tax arbitrage. If you think about it, let's say if you have 10 pharmacies, all these 10 pharmacies are paying insurance premium which becomes a tax deductible expense. So if you're in high income tax bracket, currently it's 37%. So you're saving 30% 7 taxes on your regular business. And since the C corporation where the money is going, after some time when you dissolve the C corporation, you pay the long-term capital gain tax at 20%. So it creates a 17% of tax arbitrage. The concept is called captive insurance. There are a lot of micro captive insurance that the IRS scrutinize. If you look at the dirty dozen list of IRS scams, captive insurance always shows up in first, second or third. The next court case we are going to talk about is employee stock option plan, ESOP plan. So in this situation, a couple of business owners came together and they had a lot of employees. So instead of giving the retirement plans to all the employees, which they were supposed to do, they created their own small company. And they created a consulting arrangement. So their regular company was paying a consulting fees to their newly formed company, and they were the only 2 employees in this newly formed company. And they created the stock plan, the employee stock options plan in this newly formed company, so they don't have to give the benefits to all the employees. So consider an example. Let's say at Sai CPA Services, we have 41 employees. Now I, with my wife, create a new company, Sai Consulting Company, pay a large consulting fees from Sai CPA Services to Sai Consulting and create the employee benefit plan under the Sai Consulting Company, the newly formed company, so we don't have to pay the stock benefit, the 401k to all the employees. That was denied by the IRS. So in this case, the IRS decided that if you have majority ownership, if you have the influencing ownership in all companies, you have to have the benefits given to all the companies, not just in one company. Whatever benefit you offer in one company, all those benefits must be offered to all the companies where you have the influencing ownership. So again, the 3 court cases. First, the per diem arrangement was denied by the IRS because it was fixed in nature, it was not substantiated, and it was supposed to be taxable gross income for the employees. Second, the captive insurance was denied because the insurance was created only to shift the risk. The insurance was not a legitimate vehicle the same person owned the insurance company as well. So there was the risk actually was not shifting from person to person. Say when I take the insurance for my business, I'm transferring my risk to the insurance company that I don't own. But when I own the insurance company, the risk is not shifting here. In the third example, we talked about the employee stock option plan. Again, the summary is whatever benefits are given in one company, we must give the same benefits, same plans in all the companies where we have the influencing ownership. I hope you liked the episode. Again, my name is AJ Kumar. I'm an accountant, a CPA at Sai CPA Services. Thank you.